You're listening to A Tiny Homestead, the podcast comprised entirely of conversations with homesteaders, cottage food producers, and crafters. I'm your host, Mary Lewis. Today I'm talking with Adrienne at Stonehedge Farm and her 3 little kittens in the background. Good morning, Adrienne. How are you?
Doing just fine.
Awesome. You're in Kentucky?
I am.
Okay. How's the weather?
Hot and humid.
Here too in Minnesota. It is disgusting.
Yeah. Yep. You walk outside and immediately start sweating.
Yeah, and I got a double whammy going on because our corn is tasseling and putting out the silk on the ears, so I have an
Mm-hmm.
allergy to that, and so I am just a disaster this morning. My
Oh
head
no.
hurts. My head hurts. My nose is stuffed up. I'm like, oh, I'm going to sound amazing on the podcast. It's going to be great. Okay, so tell me about what you do at Stonehedge Farm.
Well, in a nutshell, we raise vegetables.
Nice. What do you raise?
A little bit of everything. We start our markets generally in April with like lettuces and green onions and spring turnips and radishes and peas and that sort of thing. And then we continue through the summer with squashes and eggplant and peppers, and that's where we are now. And then we pick up the winter squashes like the acorn and butternut and spaghetti squash. I do them a little earlier in the season because they're so good as a cold soup or on the grill, and so I like to have them available in the summer.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So why is it called Stonehedge Farm?
My late father-in-law named it because it is bordered on three sides by the old stone fences.
Nice. So it is a play on Stonehenge, but it's
Yes,
Stonehedge. Okay,
yes, it
great.
sure is.
So this is a family farm?
My late in-laws bought it in the mid 90s, so
Mhm.
it's been in my husband's family since then. But so it's not really a family farm. I do come from family farming though.
Okay, tell me about that.
My mom married my stepdad when I was 6. My stepdad's dream was to be a cattle and tobacco farmer. So at 6 years old, I was plopped on a tobacco setter and taught how to set tobacco. And I was tied to more calves than I can remember. So, taming them to be able to be walked on lead. And grew up with a huge vegetable garden, and then tobacco went out of fashion, so my dad took the tobacco buyout and we started raising vegetables together. it
Awesome. So
it
you're a
just
country girl.
yes, I am an old farm girl.
Nice. Okay. So do you grow your produce just for you, or do you sell it at farmers markets or to restaurants?
We sell directly to some restaurants, and then our main outlet is the Lexington Farmers Market in Lexington, Kentucky. um we sell there 4 of the 5 days of the week that it's open. The guys, some of my employees do the weekday markets, and instead of paying them by the hour or, per market, a lump sum fee, they get half of the sales because I feel like that incentivizes staying on your feet and engaging with potential customers. And, the more the farm makes, the more they make. So,
I think that's more than reasonable. That's a great marketing plan.
yep. And it seems to work. But and then with our leftover vegetables, we have a table at our farm gate that we call the pay what you can table. There's a little drop box there. You come and you get your peppers and your eggplant and or your bag of lettuce or whatever, and then you drop whatever your budget allows into the cash box. And then
Oh,
that gets given to the crew.
fantastic. So you're helping the community and the crew gets paid.
Yep.
Love that. That's great. So I have a question about the produce that you sell to restaurants. I don't know what the regulations are here in Minnesota, so maybe I'll look it up later because we don't do that with our stuff.
Yeah,
But are there certain things you have to do to sell to restaurants?
not really. Be eye-catching. That's
Uh-huh.
about all I can come up with is to catch the chef's eye because the chefs come to the farmer's market. Um, I have some chefs that have been buying from me for years, through multiple restaurants or through beginning as a line cook coming along with the head chef to now they're the head chef. But there's really no state or local regulations. It's good to have your produce safety, your FSMA training done, but it is not a requirement.
Okay. I still have to look into what they are here because we're gonna have metric butt tons of tomatoes coming in about 2 weeks. My husband planted 250 over 250 tomato plants this year.
That's a lot of tomatoes.
Uh-huh. And I don't want to have to throw out a quarter of them, so I'm gonna look into it and see what's required to see if restaurants want them because they're going to be amazing, and I don't want to throw them out.
Exactly. So maybe some restaurants in the area need to start running a caprese salad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Or bruschetta. Bruschetta's amazing
Yes.
too.
Yes.
I'm dying. I can't wait for our first tomatoes to come in because with our first tomatoes, we always make a batch of bruschetta.
Mm-hmm.
And and it's like cold food. I mean, yes, you toast the bread to put the stuff on, but
No, but it's
it's
cold
cold.
food when it's 9 million degrees outside.
Yeah. And it's like in May when the first rhubarb comes in. I get strawberries and I make a strawberry rhubarb compote to put over ice cream.
Hmm.
And then when tomatoes come in, the first thing that I eat with tomatoes is bruschetta. Like these are traditions that are long held in our place.
That's wonderful. I wish my husband would eat a vegetable.
Uh-huh. I wish my husband would eat more vegetables. I don't know what it is about men and not wanting to eat vegetables. I
I
don't
don't
get it.
know. I don't understand. Now, right now, my grandson will eat vegetables. If we're eating them, if Mama and Gigi are eating them, he'll eat them. So he's,
Uh-huh.
he's
So
only
you're
two, though.
so you're Gigi, not grandma?
I am Gigi.
I love that.
Mhm.
I have not had any grandbabies. I have a grand stepdaughter who I met when she was 6. So I haven't had any grandbabies. I've got grandkid.
Yeah.
So nobody's named me yet. I'm just my nickname is Lynn, and that's what family knows me as, so she calls me Lynn. So I'm not even Grandma Lynn, I'm just Lynn.
just Lynn.
Yep, I can live with that. That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you the gardener or are you the director of the gardens or how does that work?
I am a little bit of both. I have
Uh-huh.
some things like the eggplant that I just picked, though I'm going to be out of town for almost a week, so I'm going to have to teach somebody how to pick eggplant. But I have on any given day between 5 and 8 employees.
Okay.
I have a couple that I can call in clutch. So that have worked for me for years. Well, one of them's my daughter. She's worked in a garden since she was 4. So, I can call her in to help if we have a particularly big harvest day or if some of my regular employees are out of town. See, I employ 2 sets of brothers. So when something in the family goes on, I lose both.
Uh-huh. Yep. How big is the farm, Adrienne?
The farm is 198 acres.
And
The
is that how much of that do you grow on?
We run cattle on the majority of it. Some of it is wooded. uh, kind of as a nature preserve that we've left it wooded, and we've cut out the invasive honeysuckle and the other invasive plants, and left planted native plants instead. Planted goldenrod and cone flowers and butterfly weed
Uh-huh.
and native plants. So we've left it natural except for that. And then about 3 acres is garden.
Okay, cool. So it's not like you have 40 acres of crop fields, you have
No,
a garden.
no.
Okay.
We intensive garden about 3 acres.
Very nice. That's a lot of work.
It
It's a
is.
lot of hand work.
Yeah, especially since our tractor has been down or in the shop since late May.
Uh-huh.
So we got the garden in before the clutch went out, and now it's been in the shop for 2 months. So
Oh no, that's
yeah,
not great.
no.
Okay, so you said you run cattle. Are they your cattle?
No, they are. We lease a lot of the property to 30-something guys. They also rent a house from us, but we lease some property, and they run steers. They bring in feeder steers when they're just weaned or just a little bit older, and raise them until they're ready to go out west to feedlots and slaughter
Okay.
lots.
Okay, so you're diversifying your sources of income from
Yeah.
your land.
Yes. You
And
have
I would,
to.
yeah, I was going to say, I would recommend that to anyone who has more than 10 acres. There's a lot you can do
Mm-hmm.
that you don't have to do the work for. My parents have 14 acres and they have two fields, one in front of their house and one behind their house. And they don't actually rent out the land, but there's a guy who comes and cuts the hay on both fields,
Yep.
and he barters with them, and he either gives them beef or venison every fall.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of ways to make your land work for you.
Yes, there are. There are more ways than you can think of on your own. So,
Hmm. Yep. We're trying to figure out a way to hire a couple of teenagers next summer, or actually the summer after this coming summer, maybe not, but the 2 summers from now,
uh-huh.
to help us pick black raspberries because we have black raspberries growing wild in our tree line. And inevitably, it is really hot and gross when they're ready. And my
Mm-hmm.
husband has a full-time job, and I don't pick black raspberries. I'm not going out there. It's not
No.
my job. And I told him, I said, I have things that I am doing, but could we maybe figure out a way to barter produce or pay a couple teenagers from the high school to pick black raspberries in the mornings when it's cool? And he was like, that's a good idea. Let's look into that this fall. I said, okay. So maybe we can find some enterprising young people to come do some of the work.
My suggestion is the FFA chapter at the high school.
Uh-huh. Yep. And then he can teach them a little bit about gardening
Yeah.
when they pick berries. So,
Yep. Almost
and
all of my employees
mm,
have started work either while they were still in high school. I have one that's just about to turn 16, and or just after high school, the summer
mm,
after high school.
yep. And it's so this is going to sound really self-serving. It is not the way that I mean it. It is so good for kids to be exposed to this stuff in their teens because I feel like it
Yes.
plants seeds in their heads about what they might want to do when they get to be a grown up.
Yes. Yes. I made a Facebook post about us not just raising vegetables, but raising young men and women too,
Uh-huh.
because I have watched them mature much faster than their peers, just by the sheer amount of hard work that they're putting in. And you know comparing their take home pay to their friends take home pay at McDonald's, my crew is doing just a little bit better
Good.
because I pay them adult wages. They're doing adult work, so they get adult wages.
Good. And I worked at a McDonald's when I was 18, 19 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I would much rather work outside than work in a McDonald's any
Yes,
day.
me too.
That constant grease smell about
Mm-mm.
killed me.
Yeah, I worked well, while my kids were little, I was trying to raise three kids on my own. I worked as a bartender or as a server. I ended up at an Italian restaurant. The smell of garlic still turns my stomach.
That is so sad because
I
garlic is
know.
God's
I
gift. It's not fair.
No, it is not fair. I still use it and I still eat it. It still tastes fine. It's just the smell of it. Like
Yep.
when I'm cooking, when I have to put the garlic with something else. I cannot just saute garlic by itself. It's so strange.
It's a food aversion and it
Yep.
happens. It took me 20 years to decide that I liked cherry tomatoes because I ate too many of them when I was little and got sick to my stomach on them.
Mm-hmm.
It took me 20 years to finally try one again. So yeah, it's
Yep.
a thing.
It's definitely a thing.
Stuff imprints on you. It's amazing. The weirdest things will make you think of other things.
Yep.
So, okay. So, do you sell your produce at your property too, or you said you have the pay what you can
Just the
table?
pay what you can table. We do bags of produce on Monday and Saturday. So that's the way a lot of local folks that don't want to come to Lexington to the market will get produce from us. It's just a bag, a surprise bag. On Mondays it's $10, and it's a bag full of groceries, and then on Saturday it's 25, because it's fresh from the field. The Monday bag is the things that are left from the market from the Saturday and Sunday markets.
That's phenomenal. How far are you from, is it Lexington that's the next biggest city to you?
Yes, we're only about 25 minutes, but traffic and parking for the farmers market can be a pain. So a lot of folks just go to the Woodford County market, which we don't participate in because
Mhm.
I don't have the folks that want to do market consistently available.
Yeah, understand. We're really lucky here because we live in a very small town. Well, we live outside of a very small town.
Mm-hmm.
And where the farmers market is, it backs up to a parking lot that is huge and it's usually pretty empty. So if people want to drive to the farmers market, there is a parking lot right there. We're
Yeah,
so blessed on that one.
very, very blessed.
And it's a really thriving farmers market. It didn't used to be, but over the last 4 or 5 years, the people that run it have brought in a whole bunch of interesting dynamics. They had I think they had a painting thing for kids this past weekend at the farmers market.
Fun.
Yeah, and I know they brought in master gardeners back in June, I think, so that they could answer questions for people.
Uh-huh.
So they've been trying to be really creative on having something to draw people to the market besides just produce and meat and flowers.
Yeah. People want to make the farmers market an event.
Yeah.
And that's perfectly fine. That's wonderful if it brings them out and gets them shopping local.
Yeah, and the other thing is that it's basically right in town and it's right across the way from the grocery store, which I think is funny because we're basically competition for the grocery store.
Uh-huh.
But if people are coming in town to get bread and milk and they want produce, they go to the store and then they go to the farmers market
Yep.
after.
Yep. On Sunday, where we have our farmers market, it is in the same parking lot as a butcher shop is, it's a grocery store, but mainly it's a butcher shop. It's in the same parking lot. And then just across the street is the grocery co-op. So everybody comes and gets their produce, gets their meats, and gets the rest of their groceries just all right there on the same corner.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's a one-stop shop.
Yep.
Awesome. Great. Do you have any animals on your property other than the cows?
Other than the cows, we had a barn cat who is now an office cat with her kittens,
Yeah.
and I have a pet pigeon. I used to raise quail. I have one remaining quail rooster. He's very lonely. His
Mm-hmm.
buddy died about 2 weeks ago.
Oh no.
Yep. And a fish tank.
No chickens, huh?
No chickens because we have a red-tailed hawk who nests right in the middle of the farm,
Mm.
who would love to eat chickens.
Yep. That's a good reason to not have chickens.
I want
Your
chickens so
cat
badly.
that just
I
had babies.
love chickens.
Oh, yep. Yep. But it won't do any good to get them if the hawk's going to pick them off one
Yeah,
by
the hawk will
one.
just pick them off because she's a very
Yep.
good huntress.
And how great is it that you have a hawk that you can watch on
Yeah,
your property?
we have a hawk, we have foxes, we have coyotes, um, lots of raccoons, unfortunately.
Uh-huh.
Lots of snapping turtles in the pond.
Yep, just an update for anybody who's been listening lately. We think that our raccoons have vacated the premises on their own. We had a mama and 3 babies show up a week or so ago,
Oh no.
and we got rid of the food sources that we thought they might try to get into, and we shored up our chicken run and chicken coop, and we have not seen the raccoons for at least 5 mornings now. So I think maybe they moved on to better sources of food. I'm hoping.
Hopefully, yes.
Those babies, oh my God, so cute and such little mischief makers.
Yes.
Oh,
I personally do not like raccoons because they're destructive just to be destructive.
mm-hmm.
They'll kill chickens and not eat them.
Yep. We lost 4 chickens to these guys, so that's why I'm doing the update and why I'm thrilled that I think that they have moved, because I didn't really want to have to shoot these guys because they were really cute. Okay, so the mama cat that you have,
Uh-huh.
is she a pet or is she an outdoor cat?
Well, kind of a combination of both. If you're sitting out on the patio, she'll come over and jump in your lap and, want some attention. But my husband is violently allergic to cats, so she can't be an indoor cat.
Okay, and I'm
So,
assuming the litter was a surprise.
yes, very much so. I thought
Aren't they
she was
sweet
too
though?
young. They're adorable.
Uh-huh. How old are they?
About 5 weeks.
Oh, so they'll be ready for homes here in about 3 weeks.
Yep, yep. I've started posting pictures of them on my Facebook.
Yeah, I wish you luck, because I don't know what kind of kitten season Kentucky's having, but
Oh,
I have seen so many posts of people having kittens since May that are ready to go.
Yep, it's been like that here too.
Yep, and we were going to get some kittens from a friend, but they can't catch them because they're barn cats.
Yeah,
And then I had a line on 3 from a guy whose his barn cat had kittens, and then they decided they wanted to try to find people who would take them in as actual house cat pets. And
Yep.
I was like, no, I'm not looking for a house cat pet. I have 2 outdoor cats, and I want at least 2 more.
yep.
And I said to my husband yesterday, I said, maybe we just stick with the 2 male cats we have this year and we look at kittens next year. He was like, that's okay. They're keeping up with the mice. I said, okay, we're just going to stick with the 2. Thanks.
We're going to stick with the 2 guys.
Mm-hmm. Yep. One of them we got at the Humane Society 4 years ago. and they told us that he was feral, he was mean, and no one would ever be able to touch him, and he's my son's best friend. And then the other one is almost a year old. He's from the last litter we got from the mama cat that disappeared last year.
Yeah.
And his name is Fluffy Butt because when he was a baby, he was exceptionally long haired. And he blew his coat this spring and he looked naked. And he's super friendly too. So we're good on cats right now.
Yep.
They may be my favorite thing outside. We have a dog too, who is my favorite creature that lives inside. She's a pet. She's a watchdog.
Yeah.
But the cats, I love watching them play.
Yes.
They eat the hell out of each other and then they curl up and take a nap.
Yep. The kittens are at that stage where they'll bite hard enough that they'll make the other one squeal, but yeah, they just absolutely beat the heck out of each other, and then curl up and nap, curl up beside mama.
All in a ball, yeah. It's crazy. Okay, well, other than that, I can't think of any more questions, partly because my nose is driving me crazy and my head hurts. I'm sorry. Where can people find you, Adrienne?
They can find me on Facebook, Stonehedge Farm Produce, or Instagram at SF Produce,
Okay.
or they can find me at the Lexington Farmers Market.
Awesome. Thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it. And I
No
hope you have a
problem.
wonderful day. And as always, people can find me at atinyhomesteadpodcast.com. Thanks again, Adrienne.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.